Legends of the Nexus, Aetheria, Draconian Terms. Mira Windcaller, a young and powerful shaman of the continent, has journeyed to the far north in search of high-level elementals. Her journey into the Crystal Peaks mountain range has only begun, yet already she has had to fend off a giant mountain troll with the aid of her powerful elemental guardian and mastery over the raw elements. The days that follow her first night on the mountain are less harrowing than Mira had expected. Despite the reputation of the Crystal Peaks, few of the creatures that would seek to prey upon her present a challenge. Most of the beasts she encounters are just as fearful of her as she is of them. The odd yeti or troll presents a life-or-death situation, but her guardian elemental, the mass of solid rock, Tumbler, alongside her offensive spells, dispatch the enemies with ease. The red geyser trail that she treads upon grows thinner as the days progress. The number of people of the races that come this high up into the mountains seems increasingly few. And yet Mira continues, one place where she knows she'll find a powerful elemental to form a contract with resides in the hot springs the trail gains its name from. The young shaman continues with the knowledge that she will soon achieve the first part of her goal. Shortly after breaking camp one day, Mira walks a distance up into the thin trail. Her mind is processing the dangers of the environment, but her senses fail to observe the fast-moving aerial entities until the shadows fall upon her. Plummeting to the ground only to use their expansive wings to break against the air at the last moment, a large group of Dragonkin encircles the shaman. Alarmed and shocked by the display, Mira desperately begins to summon her guardian elemental. When the summoning circle fails to manifest, she realizes that the group of Dragonkin has a mage within it. She's been silenced, her magic suppressed. A leader in the group of flying lizards steps forward, and Mira unconsciously takes a step back. The fiery red eyes of the creature bore into her with open hostility. "Human," it says with malice. The young woman swallows a mouthful of saliva as she tries to think of a way out of the situation. Of course, she knew she might encounter the Dragonkin by coming to the Crystal Peaks, but she didn't expect them to come at her with such coordination. Dragons were supposed to be proud, solitary creatures. At least that's what the stories said. It was true that little was known of the Dragonkin's social structure, but this was definitely beyond her expectation. The lead Dragonkin approaches the all-too-frail woman. "You travel where you are not permitted, human." Mira is puzzled. She'd thought the Red Geyser Trail was generally considered safe for the people of the races. "I was unaware of this being Draco territory," she says uncertainly in her defense. "The Draco own all of these mountains," the Dragonkin says proudly. "It is not for humans to decide what is Draco territory." Mira licks her lips nervously. I do not represent humanity, only myself. I have reasons for coming to the Crystal Peaks." The Dragonkin seethes. "All you little men seek is to plunder what you call the Crystal Peaks. We know what you have come for." She puzzles. "You know?" "Shaman." The Dragonkin spits the word out like an insult. Mira flinches while the Dragonkin continues. "How many of the spirits do you think your kind have bound to their service? You shamans act like stewards of the elements, but you only come to our lands to take our strongest for your petty fights." Mira gnaws on her lip. The critique of her class hits harder than she's comfortable with. She indeed came to bond with powerful, combat-capable elementals. It wasn't like they wouldn't return to the Crystal Peaks when her summoning of them expired. But it was also true that combatants die, and elementals have been known to die in service to their shaman summoners. Mira balls her fist with growing indignation. I've never let a single elemental die in my care, she says defiantly. I would never endanger the spirits. Mirthless laughter rises from among the gathered dragonkin. The leader gives a menacing look to the others, silencing them. Little shaman, were it not for our need, I would not tolerate your tone. Her brow furrows at the mention of the dragonkin's need. You have trespassed. This is beyond dispute. You will pay for your transgression. You have but two choices. Perform a task for the Draco, or die. Which do you choose? Not knowing what obeying means for her, Mira steadies her gaze on the leader. Well, I'm not gonna obey orders I don't know. What's the task? The dragonkin leader seems to scowl with displeasure. The elemental that rules the springs has been corrupted by the Fel. You will purify it. That is what shamans do, correct? What do you mean, corrupted by the Fel? She asks in alarm. The dragonkin deflates somewhat. We do not know how the Fel has touched our lands, but it has grown concerning how the elements are turning. There are no shamans among us. We need, it says with disdain, your kind. Mira feels herself laugh, causing the gathered dragonkin to bristle. The task is more complicated than she had been hoping, but she'd do it even without the ultimatum. For the sake of the spirits, of course I will help you. The dragonkin leader nods. We will observe you. Do not run. With that, the dragonkin take to the sky, leaving Mira to breathe out a sigh of relief, only to realize that she has no reason to be relieved. Never in her life has she dealt with the Fel. The task she's been given will not be an easy one.